Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing the Elder Dragon, and we'll be facing off against the Volibear adventure from the Titans of Runeterra campaign. I figured since it's been a while since I last played the Elder Dragon, and I do need to beat this adventure with Elder Dragon, I thought today would be a good day to do it. I'm still running the same setup on Elder Dragon. I believe I used it last time around. We take Starforge Gauntlets, obviously, because of the extra mana, and the Great Talons, because they're nice with the Elder Dragon. And then, last but not least, Troll King's Crown. Just in case the Elder Dragon doesn't level up, we can just attack with it and some other units with Overwhelm. Domination, Enfeebling Strike, Spellslinger. If I'm not mistaken, Spellslinger doesn't really synergize with this adventure's gimmick, the Land of Giants, because the card is going to have its cost reduced first, and then its cost is going to be set back to 3, so it won't matter. So I might as well just pick the Domination and just try to play extremely aggressive every turn, or play extremely aggressive by attacking every turn. Though this deck is not normally that aggressive, but that might change because I do have access to my large units for only 3 mana. So for example here I can just go Stalking Broodmother for 1. I thought the cost would be 3 anyway, because of the fact that Land of Giants tends to proc second to most discount effects. I suppose I was wrong. Well, in that case I can just play everything in my hand. And the opponent might just die because of that. Let's drop down the Elder Dragon too. Refill your mana to full, draw all 6 plus cost followers from the top 6 cards of your deck. Do I even bother with that? Yeah, sure. Just for the sake of developing even more units. Now I'm certain that the opponent's going to die here. I could go for the Catagrin. It would remove that thing. Let's use the Strafing Strike. I have the spare mana. And I don't want to overcommit onto the board. You never know when the opponent might pull out a 2 mana board clear. Then again, he is only on Freljord, so he couldn't have gone for any meaningful board clear in this situation. So I was basically playing around nothing. It's fine. I see Yeti, Sapling, Living Legends. There's no reason not to pick this, right? I mean, yes, it doesn't proc the Frostbite, because the opponent's units are all going to be massive anyway, but it's still a basically free unit that deals 2 to everything on summon, or 12 of the opponent's units on summon. And here I want to support champion that comes with large units, which I'm not being offered so far. Udiran maybe? Or maybe Shivana. The Screeching Dragon is large. But the other cards in the package are not that great. Sea monsters get large, but only when they hit deep. Do I want to reroll yet again? I feel like I'm committing too many rerolls here. Picking Shyvana locks me into the Demaciorite, which increases the odds of me getting dragons, because the Demacia does have a decent amount of dragons. So maybe I should just pick the Demaciorite. Yeah, I'll pick Shyvana, and maybe I'll end up cutting most of the cards that don't really synergize with my deck. Then again, I do have the spare mana to play even the smallest units, so maybe it will be alright. Let's just keep this sand, it's fine-ish. We'll go Egghead Researcher into hopefully a 6-cost dragon. There he is. And with that I can also go Shyvana into Elder Dragon. Oh, that's a large broadback protector. How do I deal with that? Can I deal with that? I don't think so. He probably blocks Shyvana here, right? Well, if he blocks Shyvana, maybe that's fine. Wait, when did he play Destiny Skull? He did play it. Damn. Didn't even realize that. That's why that's so large. Yeah, let's commit the attack on the Shyvana. If he wants to block, that's fine. But he doesn't want to block. Well, in that case, I guess I'll pass. I am going to have to take the 18 here because he obviously heals that, yep. So I take 18, take a bunch of damage from that. Should we not? Okay, so now we can generate a strafing strike per turn. Does that help us in any way? I'm not certain. At the very least the Elder Dragon levels up as well. So the opponent's taking 38 no matter what. Okay, and the rest of the units gets us over the finish line. Well, that was frightening. I figured that since I deal damage to everything, the other encounter would be harder, because I would end up buffing the opponent's units. But this encounter was actually a lot more threatening, it seems, because all of a sudden the opponent just buffs something with the I don't even remember, the 8-cost card. And now I have to deal with a 28 attack unit on turn 1. Well, this is funny, it doesn't seem that great. Meanwhile, the Dragon Guard Lookout has a lot of synergy with my deck. I'm going to get a bunch of copies of it then. Do I want a duelist? Yeah, it's probably fine. Makes it a bit easier to trade sometimes. The Sky's Descent. The previous one didn't seem that appealing, but this one that draws a champion is a lot more, because it's basically 3 mana, deal 30 damage to all enemies. That's basically a board clear. Unless the opponent's units have Spell Shield or they're the Watcher. Because normally the Watcher has a bunch of black cleavers when it's in harder adventures. Sure, I'll keep this hand. Sharp Sight's not that great, costing 1 more and all, but the rest is fine. Ooh, we even got the Gentle Gem Dragon. Let's start with the Gentle Gem Dragon, since that way I can get the most amount of buffs on my units. And obviously I'm going to play the Shivana right after, because it's the smallest dragon I have in hand. And I can go for the Stalking Broodmother. And I'm pretty sure just that alone is enough to close out the game, but with Elder Dragon on board, giving everything overwhelm, my victory is just guaranteed now. Well then, let's start off by proccing the Scout. So far the Elder Dragon's power, well, not the power, the item, the Great Talons, haven't really been that relevant. But maybe in a more drawn out game they will be. The opponent hasn't really been able to survive past turn 1 or 2. Previous encounter did survive up until turn 2. But now things are definitely going to change. If Malphite high rolls, I am just screwed. Honored Lord, Chamber of Renewal. Let's go for the Honored Lord. Ooh, quick strike blade on the Elder Dragon. Yeah, let's pick that up. It's just 3 damage. And here, what do I want to cut? Probably the Blue Sentinel. We don't really need the temporary mana it gives us. So I'd rather pull one of the other units. Maybe I'll cut the Rurid-eyed Conjurer as well. Just because it's not that great either. If it gets pulled, I mean. Yeah, it's a 4/6, big deal. That's 3, that's 3. So 3, 4, 5. 5 mana, so I can't exactly play everything, but I can play most things. Let's drop down the Shivana, try and maybe bait removal from the opponent. A Hush, okay. That's fine. Ooh, I was worried for a second. The opponent hasn't summoned enough landmarks yet though. So we're fine. Let's do this. Wow, the opponent blocks the free attack. That's unusual. I mean, normally they just let it go through. But maybe that threatens the opponent enough. Oh. I guess I'm proccing the Deathless on the Elder Dragon now. A bit of a bummer. And it does throw a wrench in my plans because I intended to close out the game here by going for the Dragon Guard lookout after playing the... or attacking again with Elder Dragon. But it's fine. I'll just set it up so that next turn I am able to close out the game with Elder Dragon.
There are none like me.
Ooh, that's ideal. Now just clear whatever board the opponent develops here. There goes my shot at victory. No way that thing survives even with this sharp sight buff. Whatever. Let's try to give priority back to the opponent, see if he develops another unit. He just drew all of the removal. Well, let's try and draw another Elder Dragon. That's another Shyvana. Not exactly what I wanted. And now I can't really close out the game. I need to wait for the next turn. Gentle Gem Dragon. It's better than nothing. Let's try and fish for something else. It's removal. Let's hope the opponent doesn't have another Malphite. Okay, that's not a Malphite. It is removal in 2 turns. But I think I can close out the game in 2 turns. I need to preserve this Shyvana, I feel like. Otherwise I'm screwed. My entire board is going to be stunned next turn because the opponent just has 4 landmarks.
We won't be caught unaware.
I did miss out on 9 damage here. That would have been relevant. I just needed to draw a 6 cost here in order to close out the game. It's fine. We're almost there. Almost at the finish line. Now all I need is a 6+ cost unit and I deal 2 to the opponent's board and it dies. Oh! Because I developed an additional unit, the opponent didn't clear my entire board. Forgot about that part. Ooh, that really came down to the wire. The fact that the opponent ended up with that much removal on hand right at the start seems extremely unlikely. But it did show this deck is not completely invincible. It can run out of the resources if the opponent just has all of the answers. Explosive Entrance, Mountain's Peak, Early Bird. Do I want an additional Early Bird? Or do I want the extra damage? Let's do another Early Bird, sure. Then we just cut an additional card from the deck. And in theory, we just pulled 2 good units at the start. 2 good units being... I don't even know. The Wounded White Flame, maybe because it's a dragon. Even then, it's a bit iffy. It's definitely not double Ruby-Dyed Conjurer though. Well, we can go 1, 3, 4, 4, 5. Yeah. I think we can do all that is relevant this turn. So I am going to have to override one of the units I already have on board in order to play everything. But I'd rather have the buffs on the Elder Dragon than anything else. It's fine. And now we just close out the game. Just need to attack with the scouts first. Ooh, he is blocking the scout attack. Seems the opponent does value his life somewhat. Unfortunately, it won't be enough. A neat thing here is I'm pretty sure the ephemeral Elder Dragon wouldn't die after attacking either. Yeah, it would stay on board, so that's it's a very good thing that I picked up the Shadow Totem then. I just picked it up instinctively because I thought, oh, it will deal extra damage because it summons an additional Elder Dragon. I didn't even consider the fact that it would stick around if I leveled up the Elder Dragon. Heavy Hands or Black Cleaver? Let's go Black Cleaver. Double stat seems more fun. Earthshaker. Shared Mana Flow. Yeah, we can pick both up. Both the Mana Flow and the Earthshaker. Now we have even more large units. Ooh! An additional power from the Smooth Soloist. I am not going to be able to go for anything above a rare, but it's fine. With how strong we are, there's no way we'll struggle against Volibear, right? Let's just keep the 6+ cost units in hand. Screw everything else. I'll just dump my entire hand for 1 mana each unit. Let's start off with the Gentle Gem Dragon. Then I play both the dragons. Actually, I can't go for both the dragons because I do want to go for the Elder Dragon too. So I have to go Elder Dragon here in order to get the second Elder Dragon on board. Ooh, the opponent's rallying. Let's see what's the best you can do, opponent. I have a 50-40 on board, though. Yeah, not much the opponent can do about that. Let's just drop the Earthshaker over that measly little unit. And now we attack with everything and we win. Just like that. Well, that was easy. Did change the way the Elder Dragon's powers interacted with this adventure's cost manipulation. Because I feel like, yes, the last time I played Elder Dragon it was... in this adventure it was relatively easy, but I don't remember it being this easy. Also, I picked up the Icar there because it seemed like the most fun option.
It is my favor that must be earned.
At the very least, it might get us over the edge when it comes to the last encounter. If it even has enough health to survive this first attack I'm going to unleash upon it. $90 health. Well, last encounter we went and dealt over 100 damage, but that was with Elder Dragon on board. And now we no longer have Elder Dragon. That might be a problem. Let's see if the opponent just commits a board clear right away for this board.
Humbly, I ask you to lend me your power.
Seems like it. Okay, he's using everything. He sure is. Well, fortunately the Gentle Gem Dragon got deathless, otherwise I would have been in a pretty poor position.
The dragon's rage claws to get out.
Let's try to buff up Shivana to the point where it can contest. the Volibear. So that might be easier said than done. It's a 25 unit. Let's drop down the Earthshaker. Ooh, more impact. Neat. Well, the Earthshaker might not be able to contend with the Volibear, but Involious Vox might. After I buff him, that is. Do I want this? Yeah, sure. I have nothing else to do with the extra mana. Oh, and we did manage to make it so the Involious Vox survives. That's ideal. Steepon's just going to die. Oh, for a second I thought he might die to the Yeaker, but it doesn't deal enough damage. We are very close to killing the opponent though, if he doesn't have another board clear. Winter's Breath. Not enough to clear, but it's a stall option. Let's do this. Actually, this does close out the game. The impact gets doubled, and the buff from the Citria too, so that alone would have been enough to close out the game. The other units are just extra damage on top. Well, I knew the adventure was going to be relatively easy when playing with Elder Dragon. I didn't expect it to be this easy though. There were some challenges, but overall it was not a struggle. I guess I'll have to play another one. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Tune in next time, tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.